Hey guys, Kiara here, and today we will be talking about 2022. A few disclaimers. This is going to be the most serious conversation I have with you guys on this channel. Everything will be totally raw and honest. Also trigger warnings such as the talk of depression and suicide. So please be aware of these topics as we're going to be going over them. If you are easily triggered by those topics, please click away. Um, yeah, yeah. Even for me to say that on my channel with everything energetic and fun and crazy, for me to say that just like kind of sad. So that's why we're talking about this stuff, to get through this. So that's my goal here in this video. Is to help everybody and myself to get through these hard times, because there's no sugarcoating it. It has been so much hell for everybody for the last few years since COVID. I don't even know where to start, because this is coming from my heart. It's just something I would other thing. I have to talk slowly now because like some of my viewers are just coming from different parts of the world, such as Brazil, Mexico, and India. So I am so honored and so happy to have people from India, Brazil, Mexico. I'm not going to sound really depressed. I'm not going to sound depressed like that, because, by the grace of God, um, I'm still here to have the strength to talk to you guys about this. So I'm going to be stuttering. I'm going to be pausing because it's coming straight from me, which I always do. So I don't personally like doing scripts. So without further ado, let's start talking about 2022. So I was going to do things I learned in 2021, and I didn't feel like it. I didn't want to do it. I did not have no strength to do it. I was like, no, because I had to get myself together first. As I always say, I make sure I get myself together first before I go tend to others and just criticize people and XYZ. The list goes on and on. I check myself first. So that's what I was doing. I'm probably gonna get a little emotional while talking about this, but stuff like this need to be talked about. At the time, which was like a week or so ago, I didn't want to do this. It was right before New Year's. So I was telling myself, this things I learned thing I've been doing on my channel, I do it every year. Why I'm not in the mood for it? Why can I not have the strength to do it? And I just let it slide. I said, hey, I guess gotta focus on myself first. It's just gonna come to me naturally. And now I'm talking to you guys because it did came after some events with friends and family. They're struggling with depression. Somebody dearest to me have to go to therapy. Um, if I'm able, I'm going with them too, because I think everybody in this world needs a little bit of therapy. And even myself, I need therapy, because this is a fucked up world at times. It's not all bad. There are good people, but for the last few years, it has been hell with everybody. And we have to make some topics more tolerant and more, you know, speakable, instead of YouTube. YouTube would just forbid people to talk about suicide and depression, or you're gonna get demonetized. I talk about that later, because like, people are struggling with this. They feel ashamed when stuff like this is forbidden. I understand trigger warnings, but like I said, we're gonna get to that in a minute. So for me, something kept bothering me. Like, something told me, Kiara, you have to do this. You have to talk about this. It's been haunting my mind. It's just like, I have to say something. I have to talk about this, because even myself is suffering from this stuff. And I know I'm not alone. I know there are people who look up to me, and then there are you guys who look up to me, who is going through the same thing. Something kept bothering me to do this. I'm not I wasn't comfortable to do this, but I'm dropping my notes. I did some notes. It's okay. I did not did the full script. Um yeah, and it something, God just pushed me to do it, cuz like, I know I give out good advice and stuff, and then I look back about the times I help people personally DM me that I help them with their depression. I prevent somebody to commit suicide, and I remember, I'm not going to say the timeline or my age or when this happens. I remember I was in class with a former classmate, and I remember they telling me they were suffering from depression and their mental issues, and I was there the whole time. And one day they was getting bullied so bad, and they was telling me about they wanted to shoot up the school. So I was a little bit of a badass back then. I was like, you need to say something. You need to tell somebody about the bullying. Don't tell them about the shooting part. So I didn't know what to say, but I didn't think I knew I was talking about, but I was just saying stuff from my heart to that person. I was like, hey, you can't not go that route. You cannot let them win. You could just tell somebody about what's going on. Don't tell them about the shooting part. Because, I was like, hey, if you tell them about the shooting part, they're going to just jump into action and just assume you're just a bad person. Because honestly, like I said, this is raw. When somebody have something in their mind of doing something, they just give you a type as a lunatic and a criminal. This is just how the world are. People are just so full of judgmental people. So that's why I told her not to do that. And for me being a badass, I was like, hey, if this don't work out, you could just tell me, I will whoop their ass. Because, we was all the same gender. The bullies were the same gender. So I was like, hey, I could just whoop their ass. Because I was a little feisty person back then. So I'm a totally different person now. So I'm supposed to be talking slower. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to talk slow. I'm so used to talking so fast when I'm in a story. So yeah, this is why I came to talk to you guys, just to give you guys some advice to help everybody and myself to get through this. So, um, about talking about depression and suicide, mental issues, etc. In order to heal, I'm just want to let you guys know, I am not a therapist. I am not a doctor, but I believe in helping people. I believe in people. I give people second chances. I don't judge people. You guys, how can I word this? I'm sorry, guys. This is a hard topic. This is why it needs to be talked about more, because when it comes down to stuff like this, we can't hit the problem. In order to find a solution or find some type of closure to anything, we have to face the problem and tackle down the problem. And we can't tackle down depression and suicide as much as we want in today's society, because people don't want us to talk about on YouTube because we get demonetized, or it's just a rare and fragile topic and is a trigger warning. The reason why it's a trigger warning, because some people are just afraid to get judged by being that way. Like I said, throughout my life, I knew people in person and my online friends who went through similar stuff. Hell, I was depressed, and family members I knew who dear to me was depressed. Um, it's different levels, so I can't say I went through the exact same thing, because I am a whole different individual, and people need to realize there's different levels of this shit. Mine wasn't that bad. Um, People got different levels. Sometimes it be really, really deep that people don't understand. And this is why this needs to be a topic that people are okay to talk about. Like, oh, YouTube said we can't say this, we can't say that. Why? This is a serious condition. But YouTube allow all this stuff on on their platform. And I'm not gonna talk about this because this is a whole different subject, because y'all know who I'm hitting at. Y'all know the stuff that be going on YouTube. When it comes to something serious, YouTube want to demonetize it, because this is what I always told myself. This is how I got into my depression. I didn't tell nobody. I kept everything aside. I kept everything to myself. Even though it wasn't that bad, it crept up on me because I kept everything to myself. And I remember I finally got really, really down, and I just told somebody. And I remember they told me, you just can't keep it inside. You just gotta tell people about it. So, sorry, I'm just wiping my face. So yeah, so I started telling people, even though it was either people I played the game with online, or People I just met on Xbox, just tell them online, or just people I know, or family members. And another thing, sometimes this is a route that kind of helps me if and with other people. I notice I would play with random people online to do like a quick group post, like, hey, I need help in this mission or whatever. People would join me and they would just like tell me their personal issues, and they thank me a lot because the fact that I'm listening and I just can't tell their business like that makes them feel comfortable. And I just feel like, if you have to, like, if you don't want nobody in your business and you just like want to hop on the game or something, talk to your online friends you just met and just throw out your feelings to them because they can't tell your business like that, and you feel more comfortable because it's like more anonymous, that's okay, because you feel more safe and more sincere and more comfortable, if that makes sense. Because, like, you know, they they can't tell anybody, you know what I'm saying. And I know some people personally taking that route, and then there's people who prefer to tell their close ones and stuff, and that's okay too. You could just tell a family member, you could tell a friend. By all means, if you feel unsafe to tell a family member or a friend, you could just start off with random people you can meet online. Just keep it safe online, because there are bad people online just as well as bad people in person. um you gotta keep it safe. So if you just, like, even in person, if you just sit with somebody randomly in the classroom and just start talking about your issues, that's okay too. Because I remember, this is actually recent. I was in a classroom working on a final. Somebody just came in. I mean, I had very few conversations with this person, but we never talked like that. And they just like threw their life story on me, and I was just like listening and stuff, and I could feel that person getting better as I was listening. Um, yeah, so it's nothing wrong to vent, because society just trying to seem like we can handle things on our own. And it's okay to self-love yourself and take care of yourself. I understand. But we was not put on this earth to be alone. I want to point out, I took a religion class. I am not religious. I actually consider myself spiritual because I don't go to church. So I don't judge people on what they believe in, what they do and don't do. That's not me. I met people, I am friends with people who believe in multiple gods, different God than I am, the different God that I believe in. And I know people who don't believe in anything. Some people are just connected with the earth. As long as you don't support Satan, we are good with each other. You are good on this channel. As long as you don't support Satan, we are good over here. And about that, for me, how I got through it stuff is just I pray to God, the God I believe in, and I put my faith in Him, and I prayed about it. I put my problems in His hands, and I just believe in Him, the God's the Son and the Holy Spirit. That's what I believe in because I'm a Methodist. If you believe in the same thing I believe in, do that. And you don't have to go, because we'll talk about the church thing last. So people who, you know, are similar religions to me or, the same thing I'm trying to say is no matter what you believe in or whatever, have some positive energy into that. If you don't believe in anything, have some belief and faith in yourself as an individual, as a human being with life that deserves so much better. Be kinder to yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you don't believe in anything, which is fine. Believe in yourself. Put all that good intentions and faith in yourself. And just work on yourself. Just spend time with yourself. Be kinder to yourself. Say, hey, I deserve better than this. I deserve to get my life together. I need to be strong for myself. And then there are people I met who are connected with the earth. So it's very interesting to me. If, just spend outside with nature. Because, hell, when I be going walking, when I need to leave and like from class, drum, whatever, I go outside. And it's just so comforting. I feel like I'm in a whole different universe. I feel one with the earth. And some people feel that way too. And that's fine. As long as it's good intentions and long as you're not supporting Satan, it's all good. And then for those who believe in another God or different gods, you believe in them too. Pray to them, do your thing. And you just meditate, we all do our thing for good intentions together. And that's how I got through my situations, you know, to keep me from going to the deep end. Yeah, it's still hard now, but at least you could just work on yourself and help yourself get stronger and get through these situations. And no, you're not going to be able to be strong all the time, because that's what I thought. I thought, since I've been through so much fucked up shit in my life, I thought that I could be numb to everything. Obviously, that's not the case. I cried more not this year, last year, than anything else. And I've been through a lot of fucked up shit and didn't cry. And I'm just like, wow, you know. And this is why I personally learned you have to be more kinder to yourself when you're weak. Because like I said, this world is just so much, it's just so much on an individual. They could just break us down, cause us to have mental problems, depression, thoughts of suicide. And you know, like I said, we're not put on this earth just to be alone. And that's when I hate when people be like, oh, you need a man, you need a woman, you need friends, you're just pathetic. And I'm just here like, oh, okay, but you want to flash your relationships all on social media and your friendships all on social media. I'm not talking about anybody individually, I'm talking about society, because you see it all on YouTube, all on these other social media platforms. The same people the who want to criticize us for wanting to have a friendship or a relationship or a bond with somebody, or you know, just relationships, just have a bond in general. They want to criticize us, and then there'll be the people who want to give us advice, be the main ones unhappy and have failed marriages and have this unhappy lifestyle. Like, guys, this is another thing I want to tell you guys. Don't let social media get you down. I know you see these couples, I know you see these friendships, girls' night, guys' night, people doing all this stuff. You see people with these big friendship groups, you know, people in their Xbox squad, PlayStation squad, people gaming together. In all reality, these are the most. If so happen to some of these people be happy, that's very rare. You know, good for you guys. You know, the people who have those big groups of friends and those relationships they put on social media, okay, that's fine, you know. But people, don't let that stuff get to you, because at the end of the day, we all are human. We all have the same emotions. If Listen to this. If we were meant to be by ourselves and alone, why do we fall in love? Why do we have these bonds? Why do we get hurt when the person we care so much hurt us? Why do we care about somebody so much that we want to like talk to them and help them? If we were meant to be alone, we wouldn't have these emotions. This is logic. This is no scientific expectations or explanations. Damn it, I can't say it. You get what I mean? And this is nothing religion wise. This is just pure logic. And there was a saying, life can be so simple, but yet we make it difficult. I didn't believe that at first, but I kind of starting to believe that. I'm just like, yeah, life can be so simple. But yeah, society wants to say, you can't do this, you can't do that. You're too desperate, you're a simp. I hate the term simp, because simp has been criticizing good men and good women of all races, no matter who they are, and it just pisses me off. It's like, oh, you're just a simp, you're just a desperate whore. I don't like that. If a person wants to love somebody and just be there for somebody, what's wrong with that? Are you mad because you have nobody in your life to do that for you? And I'm just like, I don't understand it. And, you know, there are some people who prefer to be by themselves or single. At the end of the day, all this stuff pressures us into longing to just be with somebody or just have friends, and, you know, while we're in isolation, because it's all on social media, it's all in our faces. And of course, it's peer pressure. You know, we all human. We do get tempted, you know, and that's normal human nature. It's just a fact people want to glamorize this stuff and then criticize people for wanting to have that. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering a lot. Just like, this is an emotional chat. This video is very emotional, and Like I said, be kind to yourself, guys. Hang in there. Just get yourself together first. If you're thinking about being, because 2022 is like a newborn baby. That's what the political cartoon is all about that I'm doing in this video. You know, we see 2020 and 2021 being crazy years, and we got this. It's like being a parent for the first time. We got this newborn year, this new baby that we don't know how it's gonna grow up to be. That's how I see 2020 is. This is a newborn baby, and I'm a first time mom. We're our first time parents, and we don't know what to do. We don't know how to deal with it. We don't know how to comfort it, or you get the idea of the political cartoon. This came to mind, this piece, because I remember on New Year's Eve or close to New Year's, somebody said, You're really for the New Year's? I said yes and no. I kept it honest because I said yes and no because I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's going to happen. Of course, it's going to be good things, if, I keep believing in God and everything, but just like, it's a lot of terrible things been going on, and it's just something we can't pretend and ignore anymore. This is serious crap, and it's just some topics we need to talk about to make people more tolerant of their situation instead of saying, hey, you can't speak of this, you can't speak of that, this is a trigger. And we all need to learn how to tackle the issue better so we can find somewhat closure and clarity, because clarity is so much important to us. We're not going to find the solution every time, but we can always deal with it and cope with it better, which leads to some type of clarity. It's better to have some type of clarity over something and deal with that something better versus not having a solution at all, And that's why I think we need to normalize talking about how we feel, good or bad, because people judge when somebody has mental health. And also, I watch all these documentaries. I know I'm not the biggest YouTuber. A lot of people criticize me for not being a Markiplier famous, or a medium-sized channel, wherever that means. At the end of the day, it's over 500 people that watches me, and I don't give a damn about the fame, because I'm reaching out to people. I'm helping people out. I'm changing their lives for the better. I have did so much to help people, more than what I thought, and I got as far than what I thought. That's all that matters. I'm inspiring people making their own YouTube channels because of me, and that's a big ass compliment. People want to change their majors into animation, because I am a big inspiration, and then that's a great feeling. I admire that. At first, I thought otherwise, but now, since I got older, worked on myself and got a better understanding, that's a huge ass compliment, you know? So, I hope you guys learn something. Sorry if I'm like in and everywhere, because this is just so raw. Because it's just like, we need to get ourselves together. No more crying, even though we're going to cry sometimes. Stop all the crying. Stop all the sadness and work on yourself. You deserve to be kinder to yourself. Like, it's just sad that during these times, people showing their true colors, and, friends are changing. Because, guys, oh my goodness. I had turmoil with a good handful of people since COVID. It's not funny. Like, it's just so crazy. Like, when you're in isolation, when people can pretend, and when they're in isolation, they can't keep that. They can't keep pretending like they want to pretend, because they so in isolation. They're frustrated. They're gonna show their true colors. And if you're in a situation, you knew somebody, you've been dating somebody for so long, and they just did a whole turnaround, that's a red flag. Because I remember this person told me, the one that was ranting me about their life story randomly in person. They were just talking about their significant other just changed and did a whole turnaround, and I didn't say it, but just like, that's a red flag. Like, if you knew somebody and they just did a whole turnaround in a negative way towards you, that's a red flag. Yeah, if they did a turnaround because they're depressed or going through something, they just explain to you, hey, I need time to myself. But if a person just be straight up an asshole to you, throw these people out the window. Because that's what I did. Because, like, these people done changed so much around me. I'm just like, okay, and you have to learn to let people do them, no matter how much you be a good person to them, friend. That's why I just say get yourself together first. I'm not saying be alone all your life. No, just spend some time to yourself and get yourself together first. And it's going to be hard, but you have to tackle the problem in order to be happier and to have a solution or some type of clarity with yourself. And I know some people are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. Sorry for people in out of the US that have to speak slower for. I try to. I have to practice that. I'm sorry. Yeah, to close it off, I am sorry for people who try to, catch up to what I'm saying because I talk so fast. You guys can either slow down the video, or honestly, you guys can hit me up because, you guys can say something in the comment section. If you want to talk about something, we can have a discussion under there, honestly. If you guys want to talk about under this video, we can talk about it. I could just give you my Discord. We could just chat about it. We could just make a group if we want to, if you guys want. I know I'm a small YouTuber compared to other people and other YouTubers. Not many people are going to say anything, but hell, people be DMing me. So yeah, you guys are more welcome to DM me. I'll answer as soon as I can. Oh, my voice been cracking up the whole time. Ugh. So yeah, this is how I'm going to close off now. So this is Kiara here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.